legends. Welcome back to part 2 with the amazing friend, legend, social media superstar, Florence. How you doing, Florence? You good?
Yeah, I'm very good, thanks.
Very good. We were just, hey, she got me all distracted
Yeah.
because she was talking about the cookies again, and we were saying that she's going to get inundated with messages of people saying, "Hey, give me the recipe for the cookies." No doubt you'll be able to go find it on her Instagram, and here's what I would say: go and find the recipe, go and make the cookies, and then go and tell her how amazing those cookies were, right? Because like, hey, that's
Oh
how
yeah.
we should do this. Always give love to the person who taught us something new or gave us something new. So, Florence, the first part was so great. I guess some of the questions I have are really around around like the whole conversation that you have. So when you're like, let's say I follow you today. I followed you a long time ago,
Mhm.
but let's say I followed you today. What's your process? Is it just click, message, bang, like in terms of voice message, text message, video message? Or are you checking me out to make sure that I'm an ideal person? I'm not like a robot. Like, what's that process when you get that new follower?
So I mean, everybody gets the same message basically. It's just a
Hmm.
script that I send. It's like, hey, thanks for following me. What are you interested most in it? And
Hmm.
I'm happy that you're here. And then best regards, Florence. And I mean, not everybody answers, but when I see that someone has a really interesting profile that's very kind of also maybe interesting for the business opportunity,
Hmm.
I follow them back. That's what I do basically.
Uh-huh.
And then some answer, and then when they answer, I start a conversation. I ask them what their goal is. I ask them what their pains are, what they've already tried to achieve the goal. I give them some tips as well in the DMs. So when they ask me questions, I answer them, I give them tips, and I just try to keep the conversation running and just be interested in the person. And
Okay.
yeah, and when it then fits, I kind of I tell her about the product that I work with, or also about the business opportunity when we had the conversation more about like that she's looking for something outside of her 9 to 5 job or to earn
Mhm.
extra income and everything.
Brilliant. So then they follow you, and you build predominantly on Facebook, on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they follow you because of the content you're posting out there, because of the brand that you've been building, and that can take some time for some people. It doesn't mean that you can't go out and
Hmm.
reach out to other people in other people's or like in other people's followers, right? In terms of someone else has a similar
Yeah.
brand or a similar niche, and then you go into the comments of their posts and go and reach out to those people whilst your brand is building. I think it's staying
Hmm.
true to your story, true to your message, true to the pain that you can solve, true to the answer to the question that people are asking themselves. So then they follow you, like I follow you. You then, if you feel that I'm a business prospect because of what you see, you follow me back. Otherwise, you're going to send a script just to connect with me and then have a conversation, right? That's like the start.
Yes.
That's the starting point. So let's then say that you post a carousel, 5, 7, 9, 10 slides, whatever. And I then comment on it being like, Florence, this is amazing. This is awesome. Do
Hmm.
you do anything in particular with me then? Because I've like engaged on your content or I've liked your content or I've shared it to my story. Like, do you do anything in particular there?
So while I answer in the comments, obviously,
Yeah.
I try to also start a small conversation when it's fitting. I mean, it's never always
Hmm.
fitting, you know.
Yeah.
I used to contact everybody who was commenting on my posts, also liking. And what I did in the beginning is that just to get as many conversations started as possible, I did what you said, like engage with other people,
Yeah.
really reach out to them, show them that I exist, because in the beginning, no one knows you, no one sees you. You have to be loud in order that people follow you and see what you're doing.
Hmm.
Um, and also like reaching out to everybody who was putting a heart or who was
Yeah.
commenting in. Um, right now, I have so many followers coming in every day that I just don't have to do it anymore. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
luxury problem. I'm
Yeah.
really happy about it, but I have so many conversations going that I
Mhm.
just don't do this anymore. But that's a great thing to do. If someone really kind of posts my slide in the my post in her story, I really kind of repost it in my story, say thank you in my story. So it'd be really grateful. I also shoot her a message and thank her about reposting it.
You know
I
what
really kind of show gratitude for that.
I really love that you've referenced her. Like, and I know it's like natural, but
Yeah.
I want people to really understand, people who are watching, people who are listening. They're like, Florence is so dialed in with who she wants to help. They're like, she's using the language of like her. It's not like the person. It's not like the follower. It's like she, her. Like it's just so important. And people at the top level, they understand this. So you mentioned that about you have a lot of conversations going on, right? And of course, as there's 40, 50, 60 new customers coming in every month, personally, then like, of course, there's going to be a lot of conversations. Like, are you a structured person? Because you and I are both introverted. On the paddle court, we're not. Like, we're like,
No.
we're right? But
Yeah.
like, are you a structured person? Like, do you get overwhelmed? Like, if so, like, how have you dealt with like the conversation overwhelm with just being like, oh, I've got 72 open conversations, like
Yeah, yeah. Well, it still happens. I sometimes it really freaks me out and it stresses me a lot, like to see that all the conversations are open. Um, well, I'm a very structured person, so I really try to kind of also prioritize, but also I work with labels, so I label all the people, so I know who has been interested in what, so I can reach out to them again. And basically, for me, I just kind of structured my work day in order to that really kind of, I would say like 80% of what I do every day is conversations, either with customers, with leads, or with also business partners. And like my content is just, in the beginning, it was 80% content, right? Because you have to build the brand, you have to post regularly, you have to really kind of get into it. It's very difficult in the beginning when you don't know how it works to kind of get into it. And how do I do the post? How do I do the story and everything, or the reel? But now I would say maybe 20% is for content and 80% is really about conversation. So I try to structure it like this to kind of go into my Instagram, because I could talk to people all day. Like I could spend all day in my DMs talking to people because they always answer me back, right? But I used to do that and then I was not getting anything else done. So what I do is that I go in 3 times a day and I just answer the messages.
Yeah, like three blocks.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to do the same. So when I, it reminds me, when I started, I used to do 1 block. I did, well, okay. When I really started, if I got a message, bang, I'm replying within like 3.2 seconds, as if I'm like the Red Bull Formula One pit stop, right? Like comes in, bang. And I thought that was like really good. They were like, oh my God, you reply. But the faster I responded, the faster they responded. And I found myself just chatting to people all day and it not really going anywhere because I was just like, I ended up hating it. They just did not enjoy it. And I was like, I can make a lot of money doing this, but I'm not enjoying it. So then, like what you do, I created 1 block and it wasn't enough. And I was like, well, that's a good thing if it's not enough, right? If 1 block is enough, then it's probably, you're probably not doing enough of the right work. And it ended up being the same morning, afternoon, and then the evening. I was in full control. People respected my time more. People realized that I was busy because I've got a lot going on. And I fell in love with it. I couldn't wait until 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 6 p.m. where I was doing that 1 hour blitz. And I really, again, for the people who are watching and listening, I really want you guys to understand, like what Florence said about 80% of her workday is conversations. Like, I bet 80% of your workday is not conversations. I guarantee it, because that's where the money is made. All business is conversation. Conversions come after conversations. But again, like, you get all the data you need from the conversations that you have with the people, right? When you're talking about the pain. Like, it's like, it's so simple when you just say it out loud. Like,
yeah, it is. Yeah, actually it is.
Yeah. So
you just have to show interest in people, and that's basically the business we're doing, right? I mean, otherwise you're in the wrong business if you're not interested in other people. And some people always forget that there's not like just a follower or a number or like, I don't know, snowflake 123 that is there, but it's like a real person who actually has needs and pains and struggles, and who is just happy that someone's talking to her and that she feels seen. Yeah.
And I think as well, it separates you as well, because the majority of people who are building online aren't taking the time to have conversations. And it's not the algorithm that grows the following, it's the people. So there's someone in Germany right now who's sat in a coffee shop, telling their friend, do you follow Florence underscore Keto World? And they're like, no, no, why? Who's that? I went, oh my God, get your phone now. And they're literally typing in, dun, 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 dun. It's not that you're going viral and getting all these followers. It's because people are out there sharing your message because it's a consistent message, and
Exactly.
they feel like they feel like you're their friend, which you are in a way, right? So I think it's
Yeah.
just, but
Yeah,
it's taken
exactly.
time to create that community, right? It's
It
taken
does,
time.
yeah, and it's still ongoing work. I mean, there's always
Of
like new
course.
people coming, people that are not so plugged in. So you always try to kind of,
Mhm.
I'm still working on the community part and really putting effort in it to create this community, to really kind of get people, like get connection with people. That's an ongoing thing, you know, but they know they can always reach out to me. They always like sometimes message me after a few months if they have a question. So they really kind of know that I'm there for them. And that's actually the most important thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. So let's say I followed you. We've gone through the connection. You post a carousel. I like it. You post another carousel. I love it. You post something else. I comment on it. I see your stories, and we're building this friendship. It's a 1 week, 1 month, 2 month, whatever. And I reach out to you, or we're having a conversation, and I want more information about your product. Do you send a voice note, a video message, a link to an info page? Like, what? How do you get the product or the business information across to someone? Do you do one-on-one calls with everyone? Like, how do you chat through it? There's script. Like, how do you expose what it is that you have?
So when someone asks about it, and that happens more and more, just because I sometimes place it in my stories, I don't post about the product all the time. I actually post about it really rarely.
Yeah.
But some people, they just know that I work with this product, so they just ask, hey, what's this about? So then I ask them again what their goal is, so I can actually really help them and kind of tell them what would make the most sense. And then I ask them if they want more information. And when they say yes, I send an info link with a video and with some information about the product. And then I label them for me, and then I follow up with them if they don't answer me. Like some answer me straight away, some don't. So I always do the follow up because that's the most important thing. And then I kind of answer their questions. I do this in the chat, like with the business conversation. I try to get them on the phone as quick as possible just to build even deeper connection. Because I feel like with the business conversation, if people really trust you to work with you have to have the bigger trust, the bigger connection. And there a phone call or a Zoom call is the best thing to connect with them. So there I try to get them on the phone as soon as possible. But with the product, if some people want to call me, okay, but basically like with the amount of customers that I have, I cannot talk to everyone like in person. That would take so much time, right? But I try to really kind of keep them in the chat with voice messages or also like with text messages, and then just answer their questions and get them started.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, side note, like Florence and Andreas over the last few years have been traveling all over the world, like whilst they're doing this. So I think a lot of people are thinking like, oh my God, she must be glued to her phone and like on Zoom calls all the time. I don't know if I would want that. Like, first and foremost, if you just think about if you had 50 new customers every single month, what your business would look like. That's number one. Number two, Florence is literally living her life. Like, and I've been around her enough times to be like, nope, she's not stressed out. She's not checking her phone. She's not like, I would say, Florence, you're not the typical, let's say, Instagrammer who is like having conversations. Yeah, you're fully present. You're a great person. You have an amazing energy, and you don't like your phone doesn't consume you. Um, I guess because you're structured, right? But I think it's just important for me to share that with people. Otherwise, they're like, "Oh my God, like, how is she? She must be twitching her leg underneath the call, thinking like, I need to get off this interview because I've got 72 unanswered messages." And yeah, I think I guess my last question to you, and I'm sure other people have got other questions, but like when you've got the 50 customers and then there's like 100 active customers, 300 active customers, so many active customers who are actively using the product, do you like how do you like communicate with them, keep in touch with them? Do you just trust the process all on Instagram? Do you move them into like an email list? Like how do you do that? Because that's like there's a lot of customers after a bit of time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot, yeah. So I try to, like, I reach out to them regularly to ask them how they're doing, how's it going. I have a lot of them that actually also reach out to me regularly to ask some questions they have. So they know that I can help, I help them. But I really kind of put in the time to follow up with them on a regular basis as well, like to really do the customer service, the customer care.
Yeah.
Which sometimes works better than other times, because sometimes I'm also very busy with other things and then I forget it, or I don't. I try to also put it like as a reminder in my calendar every week and every month to do like the follow up. But sometimes it's just like I'm also like this. I'm like, well, okay, next week, and then I just kind of click it away. But I know it's super important, so I really try to stick to the follow up routine also with my customers. Yeah, because I think it's very important.
Yeah, and hey, like the fortunes and the follow-ups, you obviously mentioned as well before that when you send the product information, like you're following up as well because it's product information. It's not like a sales pitch or a product presentation. It's product information. So you're following up after that to see if they want to get started or not. Then when they do get started, you're following up to see how they're getting on. Then they've been using it for a month and you're following up to see like, hey, would you like to make another order? So like you're treating your business like a business would do. Like great customer care, great number of leads, great number of conversations, great number of conversions on the back end. And it's just magic. It's just absolute magic. So massive congrats. 50 people. I would say that anyone watching this right now, if they could get 10 customers a month would be huge. And you're remembering that milestone when you would have got 10 customers in a month and be like, yeah, 50 is just next level. So I'm really grateful, guys. I want you to go and make sure that you go onto Instagram and go and follow Florence_Keto World so that you can see what she's actually doing. Right? You can learn it here, but then you can actually see her do it in action and then just make sure you take massive action doing the same thing. All right. So Florence, thank you so much. This was really great. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It was great.